Red Lantern Atrocitus from Mcfarlane Toys. I'm so glad to finally have this Build-A-Figure. Is it any good? Let's build it and find out. Shall we? Just to recap, the torso comes with the Kyle Rayner figure. The legs come with the Superman figure. Scooching up a bit, the arms come with the Batman figure. Relatively simple to put in. And this shoulder piece, which has a slot and the tab. Doesn't super securely fit in, but fits in good enough. And the head comes with the Deathstorm figure. And finally, we have Red Lantern Atrocitus. Oh my gosh. So excited to have him. Alright, getting into the review, let's start with the accessories. He has none. None at all. Could have packed one with any of the other figures, and yet we don't have that. He doesn't even come with a collector card. All you have is the artwork at the back of the box. So that's really a shame. I mean, just because he's a Build-A-Figure doesn't mean he can't have accessories, right? Not even a lantern. It's really a shame. And that's the first complaint. Zero accessories at all. Doesn't matter if he's a Build-A-Figure. He should have a lantern. Second complaint. Let's get this out of the way. Let's start looking at the details. His head is panel lined. His face is shaded, which is very nice, you can see. But that's the only part of his body that's panel lined. I wish they panel lined the rest of his body. It looks sort of plain. I mean, if you're gonna do one thing, do everything. You know what I mean? Like, if maybe the face is okay and then this one is not. It just looks jarring that this one is panel lined and everything else is not. Now that I got my complaints out of the way, I am so excited for this figure. It is a really good Atrocitus figure nonetheless. The head doesn't peg in very well. The shoulders are sort of loose, but that actually works to its favor, I think. In terms of paint, look at that. That's Atrocitus right there. That is Atrocitus right there. His teeth is not very clean, but I can forgive it for Atrocitus because he does cough up blood all the time as part of his powers. So I don't know if it's just my bias for Atrocitus, but he does. It's okay for me that his teeth is not fully just painted well. Besides, if you're buying in store, you can choose one that's painted well. You do have a smudge. I do have a smudge right there, which is kind of a shame, but otherwise the logo, the Red Lantern logo, is painted very well. Very well. His torso is shiny, but that's the only shiny thing about him. I wish there was more of this anywhere else in the figure. Everything else is this like candy plastic like red. You can sort of see it right there. It's a bit of a shame, but the details on it, let's see if we can grab that. Look at all the details. The almost Red Lantern logo right there. It's chock full of details. You can see even the back is sort of detailed. And it's not just the texture. You can see the arms have the Red Lantern logo right over there. Even to the inside of the arms, it's very detailed. So it would have been so nice if it was panel lined. It doesn't come with extra hands, but the hands that it does come with, very detailed. You can see the knuckles there, and you can see the Red Lantern ring right there. You can see that it actually sculpted in. I just wish it was painted a little bit of a different color so it stands out, like a maroon or something. But otherwise, it's nice that they actually sculpted it in. Very, very. His back, actually, he does have a little bit of molding in his back, so that's really nice. He does have two glutes, very smooth in the back of his legs, but if you come to the front, a lot of detail. So you have the giant ball joints, which actually are hidden very well. Very nice. I mean, I started doing articulation, but his feet even have details on them. So it's a very detailed figure. It's a very nicely detailed figure. I just wish it had more accessories and more paint, more consistent paint. But otherwise, he is menacing. He is imposing. So how does he move? His head does look up that much, almost just straight. He does look down a lot more, so he can... He is a tall figure, so it's good that he can look down on his servants. He can move back, though, a lot, so he can copy that pose in the comic. You know, the one in the back of the box. He does crunch forward a little bit, quite nicely. Because these are not pegged in very well, it does allow him to move up like that. His shoulders to move up like that, but it does come apart. So you gotta beware of that. It doesn't look that nice when it does come apart. Can move up like that far. He does have bicep rotation, and again, his triceps are hitting his back muscles, which is, you know, it's okay. Double jointed elbows, although you have that pointy elbow issue. You can see there, the pointy elbows. His wrists are on the Mcfarlane ball joint, but it's very well hidden. And these are very soft plastics, so you can move them how you want to. We have shown the torso already. Legs, kick up that far, kick back, not so much. I think it popped out a little bit. Back, not so much. Actually, not so bad in terms of the upper thigh cut. Heavy ratchets on the knees, go out that far. And the feet actually do move back. This is, like I said, soft rubber material. Just don't leave it hanging for too long, or else I feel like it gets stuck. The ball joint is on the bottom of the foot, so it's kind of a weird... It's not really a swivel or a rocker. It's okay. Toes go up that far. So again, he's a very tall figure. Let's compare him to the DC Direct Atrocitus. You can see how tall he is, man. Very tall figure. But you can see how you have the different kinds of reds here. The cherry red, you even have this, you know, going all the way to the back. He does not have that. Although the back is, I can forgive the back is a little bit more. But look at the cherry red in the arms. And the shading on the hands, which this one doesn't have. I feel like with a little bit of black wash, this Atrocitus figure would shine a lot more. But I do like the articulation of this guy. This guy hardly moves, and I broke this guy's elbow. You can see some sticky tack sticking out. And yeah, and the white of this lantern is so nice. So nice. I just wish there was more of this everywhere else. I think in terms of lantern comparisons, we can bring in Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan. You can see he does tower over them, which is very good. Very, very good. And let's bring him back a little bit so that he can stand by everyone in the wave. And I am so happy with this wave. The Blackest Night line is one of my favorite lines. I hope they continue the Blackest Night line. I hope they give us all the other lanterns. We have Atrocitus already. Let's get Mcfarlane Toys, please give us Larfleeze and Sinestro. Sinestro. Why don't we have Sinestro yet? Sinestro, Saint Walker, Indigo, and Star Sapphire. I would be so happy if you did that. And the moment it was announced, I knew that I was gonna like this wave already. So choosing favorites was hard because, again, I do actually like all these figures. It's just that some of them were more of a disappointment than others, starting at the bottom with Deathstorm, which I didn't think would be at the bottom, honestly. But again, if you watch the Deathstorm video, the lantern, and the blue color. And again, I complain about it a lot, but I do really still like this figure. It's a very, very good figure. And among this wave is the lowest, I think, but still super duper happy with it as a figure, as a Mcfarlane figure in general. So let's take that out. Next is very hard to choose from because they all have their faults. But they're all very good and I'm all super happy with them. I would have to say the Superman figure will come fourth in the wave. He looks really cool, but the lack of the ring sort of did him in. And again, I'm nitpicking here, but that's because I do like all these figures. The S is not as clean as I want it to be. So I have to find these things, these little things I don't like about them, in order for me to rank them. Because again, in the end, I do enjoy all these figures. Third from the bottom, and it hurts me so much to put him this low, but Kyle Rayner will go third. His head is just not proportional, I think, or there's something weird about his neck and his head proportions, and the green that they used I wish was a deeper green like the other Green Lanterns. Otherwise, a really, really good figure, and I'm happy to have Kyle Rayner on our shelves. We just need the rest of the Lanterns, Simon Baz, Jessica Cruz, and Guy Gardner, to fill out the Human Lantern ranks. That leaves the two of them. Batman is my second favorite of the wave. It surprised me because I don't care so much for Batman usually. Batman figures are not the highest on my list, but this figure just did wonders for me. Other than the eyes, like I feel like the eyes could be more menacing, but otherwise, very nice figure indeed. Again, as per Mcfarlane, there's a lot to improve on, but it's also a lot of good. So that leaves Atrocitus as my favorite figure. I mean, just because he's the Build-A-Figure, that doesn't mean he's my favorite, but he's the most imposing, and I do love the Atrocitus character. I understand that might have clouded my judgment a little bit, but he genuinely looks cool, and I'm so happy to have an Atrocitus that I can articulate. Could he have more accessories? Oh, hell yes. I wish he had way more accessories, like interchangeable hands, two like this kind of hands. This kind of hands would have been nice. Maybe blood effects would have been nice, but a red lantern, man, a red lantern would have been the cherry on top. Maybe a hand to hold that would have been nice as well. But otherwise, it's a very good figure and a centerpiece almost in a lantern shelf. He's just really huge and imposing, and I do enjoy this figure. With a little bit of modification, this can be an amazing centerpiece for your collection, I think. Now, all that's left, Mcfarlane, is to give us, like I said, the other lanterns. Orange to violet lantern and white lantern Kyle Rayner. Please do so. I'm begging you, take my money if you do. Take all my money if you do. I'm so looking forward to seeing you continue the Blackest Night line. That would be so awesome. And the other Black Lanterns, Black Lantern, Wonder Woman, Black Lantern, other guys. So the question is it worth picking this guy up if you had to collect the whole wave to do so? If you're a fan of the Green Lantern line, yes, 100%. I think these 5 figures are worth picking up. If you're a fan of Atrocitus and you can find this on your own, I think this guy is worth it. 100% recommend this figure, especially for a Red Lantern fan. If you're not a fan of Red Lanterns, this might not be in your wheelhouse, but it still is a cool figure nonetheless. That being said, this has been Gelmig, and if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click that notification bell for more videos coming your way. I will see you guys soon. Farewell.